Hello, everybody. We live in an age of information technology, when anyone can access any data. You just enter a search query. And usually people Google something really interesting, funny or vulgar. But there is something that you're unlikely to want to know yourself. And because of that, we're going to give you some facts that you're going to want to forget soon. And so, this is the Fact Workshop and we're going to get started. Fact 1. Bananas are radioactive. Yes, your favorite fruit emits radiation because it contains potassium-40. There's even a joking term in nuclear power, banana equivalent, where the radioactive source is compared to the dose contained in an ordinary banana for a close analogy. But you don't have to worry, since the radiation level in them is so insignificant that it can lead to neither radiation sickness nor mutation. By the way, besides bananas, potatoes, beans, nuts, and sunflower seeds have above-average radiation levels. Fact 2. Some peoples have a habit of sucking the snot out of their children's noses. What can I say? This is one of the most disgusting facts. As an example, the Inuit tribes in North America, they are Native American, Northern Indians, who live in the tundra of northern Canada and Alaska. Because they live in igloos, houses made of snow and ice, their babies quite often catch cold. Alas, many of these tribes both didn't and don't have special remedies, so they continue to relieve nasal congestion in a simple way, by putting their mouth to their nostrils and sucking in the contents and then spitting them out. Fact 3. Peanut paste can contain up to 5 rodent hairs. Wait before you go to the bathroom and stick your fingers in your mouth because you just ate some peanut paste. The FDA, US Food and Drug Administration, says that for every half pound of peanut paste, there can be up to 5 rodent hairs that go into processing. I mean hairs, not rodents, back at the harvest stage. This does not mean that they will necessarily be there, nevertheless such a possibility exists. Fact 4. A person remains conscious after being decapitated. As anyone who has studied anatomy at school knows, the brain cannot function without oxygen, and a few minutes after the body stops functioning, irreversible destruction of neurons begins. But does the brain remain conscious when a person loses his head? As experiments on rats have shown, yes. This fraction of time is insignificant, probably less than a second. It is impossible to measure accurately due to individual differences. All the stories about how a severed head reacted to its name, as in the 1905 experiment with the criminal whose name was called 30 seconds after beheading, and he opened his eyes and concentrated. If you are reading this inscription, then someone took this article from BroDude. Are you looking at the executioners, tried to say something or blinked, is just an exaggeration, which contradicts neurophysiology. And yet, even if we assume that a person remains conscious for at least a second after being beheaded, it gets creepy and you want to forget about it as soon as possible. Fact 5. Dust is not just dirt. Dust is diverse and consists of various particles ranging from 10 to 0.01 micron. It contains dead skin, dander, hair, mold spores, sand, soil, paper, cloth and other things. But the bulk of the dust, up to 80% to be exact, is dust mites. No, they are not as dangerous as their larger counterparts, and they don't even pay attention to people. Their harm is in their own feces, which is what causes the very dust allergy. Just know that all of these tumbleweeds rolling around your apartment can be called a single living organism. You can smell the molecules in your nose. So, for example, if you walk into a public restroom and you smell the unbearably disgusting aroma of a pile just piled up, just know that molecules of that substance are hovering in the air, and when they get into your nose when you inhale the air, you smell that stench. And this applies to any other odor. So smell is not some abstract action, but the contact of molecules with the olfactory receptors. Fact 7. There are many germs living in the mouth. The exact number is difficult to count, but it is a known fact that there are about 300 different species. Among them there are bacteria, viruses and protozoa. Most of them are symbiotic species that are not harmful to humans in any way. The most common inhabitants of the mouth are Actinomyces, Campylobacter, Capnocytophaga, Corynebacterium, Fusobacterium, Granulocartella, Neisseria, Prevotella, Streptococcus and Veillonella, Filofactor, Fusobacterium, Parvomonas, Porphyromonas, Prevotella, Tanaella, Treponema, S. mutans, S. mitis and S. sanguis. And these are just some of the members of the microcosm that are very comfortable in your mouth. 8 koalas can give you chlamydia. These cute creatures, which look like teddy bears, spread quite dangerous diseases in the wild. So if you're walking in a nature preserve abroad, for example, going on vacation to Australia, and you see one of these cute bears, don't go near it, as it may mistake you for a predator and scratch you. Its life products can get into the cut. The danger is that the koala's urine contains chlamydia, which causes the well-known STD, chlamydia. And then try explaining to your girlfriend that you just didn't get along with the animal in the park. That's the end of part 1. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, comment on it. See you later, bye.